Hi, I'm Charlotte with Freezer Meals 101, and today I have with me my daughter Gracelyn, and I'm excited to introduce you guys to her. This, I don't know if you can see, but this is my grandson. So she is doing some very important work growing this baby, and she had the day off of her regular work today, so I invited her to come over and bake. She is a way better baker than me.
I'm good at that.
You're awesome.
I don't bake very much, but
when you do,
learn it from you.
So today we have a bit of a plan. I took some grated zucchini out of the freezer, so we're gonna make zucchini loaf, probably zucchini muffins. We might make pumpkin muffins or rhubarb muffins. We're gonna make some muffins. They're all gonna end up in the freezer, of course. We are going to make butterscotch confetti squares. They're kind of a family favorite. Those also freeze super well. What else have we got? Maybe cookies. We were gonna do Rice Krispie squares. Those are really nice to have in the freezer, and when you like cut them before you freeze them, then you can pull out one at a time for like school lunches and stuff like that. But I forgot to buy marshmallows. Well, I have the colored marshmallows for the butterscotch confetti squares, but we're not making Rice Krispie squares with those. Oh yes, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna make waffles because I ran out. I recently made buttermilk waffles. Well, by recently, probably like 3 weeks ago, but I'm gonna put a video there. Actually, it might be there of that breakfast, make ahead breakfast stuff. And I made buttermilk waffles then, and they are all gone. So in this house, that's not surprising.
Oh, they're pretty good. I'm excited that I get to bake with you today.
So join us as we have a fun mother-daughter day baking. I'm so lucky to have her. It is awesome. So
I hope I get to eat some of this stuff too, so that's a bonus.
Definite bonus. We will eat as we go. Okay, let's get started. Butterscotch confetti squares, I always lay some wax paper down in the casserole dish, and then I put the mini marshmallows, so it's 2 cups of colored mini marshmallows, and then on the stove top, you're gonna melt half a cup of butter along with 1 cup of peanut butter. Once those are fully melted, you'll add in 2 cups of butterscotch chips. Now, you wanna wait until that mixture has cooled, like not completely, but quite cool, to where you can touch your hand on the bottom of the pot. And then you're gonna pour that mixture over the mini marshmallows. If you do it when it's too hot, then it'll melt the mini marshmallows, and that's never any good. So once that's all done, you will cool them and then slice them into squares and put them into a large freezer bag, and then those squares can go in your freezer. Of course, remove all excess air. These freeze beautifully. We've been doing this for years. Gracelyn was doing the butterscotch confetti squares. I made some chocolate zucchini muffins. I'm not going to share the recipe with you, and you'll thank me for that later. Trust me. Next, I made some zucchini bread. Now, this recipe is absolutely tried and true. There's a lot of ingredients, so I'm just going to make it easier for you, and I will leave the recipe in the description down below. You can find that and make it yourself. This freezes so well, and I always slice it before I freeze it. That way you can just take out 1 or 2 slices at a time. It is a really great grab and go breakfast or a great snack. It's also good to have out when you've got company over, and I like to have something like this in the freezer so that if you do get unexpected company, you can look pretty impressive because you're like, would you like tea and some zucchini loaf? So a little mid-morning update for you. We have had a baking fail. Graceland's Butterscotch confetti squares are in the freezer and they look amazing. They're lovely. She did great. But first baking fail. So those are the zucchini muffins. Now I gotta show you why. This is the recipe card and it's got an oil spill on there. And so I couldn't read how much baking powder I needed or how much, a few things. There's a few things I couldn't read on here, and I haven't made them in a really long time, so I was guessing, and I guessed wrong because they did not rise. They still smell good. That's what you said.
Are they still edible? Maybe.
They might be edible, but they are not muffin-like. So, I don't know about that. And I forgot to tell you the whole reason that I'm making so many zucchini things. We've got in this bottom oven here, we've got our lovely zucchini loaf. That's a going. And that's a like very tried and true recipe. That's gonna work. But this girl here, she is the reason we're making zucchini things because she doesn't really eat vegetables.
I despise with a passion.
Except when I hide them in baking. So all of her life, we've had lots of pumpkin muffins, lots of zucchini loaves, zucchini muffins, all that.
Yep, so disguise them very, very well, because I'll eat them.
So I was gonna send her home with these double chocolate zucchini muffins, and then I would know that she's getting veggies and some zucchini loaf. But anyway, we'll see how edible these muffins are, and we'll keep going. Anyway, that's our mid-morning check-in.
Now it's hot. Spongy. Ow. Not too hot. Ouch. How's the chocolate chip? It still tastes fine. Just a little crunch in the top. I'll eat them.
And the verdict is, she'll eat them.
They still taste the same. Or it tastes more like a brownie, like it's more consistency of a brownie, which is still edible.
I'm just whipping up some batter for Buttermilk Waffles. We love these and they're so great to have in the freezer to pull out for breakfasts. And honestly, some of my kids, my teenagers especially, use them for late night. Chocolate chip cookie recipe because it's hard to go wrong with chocolate chip cookies, but this is just one I found on the internet. I will link it down below, and it is a brown sugar chocolate chip cookie recipe. So it is looking like it's going to be amazingly delicious. We'll just whip that up, and with cookies, you can freeze the batter. You can take a cookie scoop and just freeze the batter. You would first want to lay them on a tray and freeze them and then transfer them into a freezer bag, and then you can bake them up fresh, or you can fully bake them, allow them to cool, and then put them in a freezer bag, get out all the excess air, of course, and then freeze them that way. Today, we're gonna bake them up ahead and then freeze them. We are just wrapping up. We still have to cut the butterscotch, the second tray of butterscotch confetti squares, And I've got cookies, chocolate chip cookies in the oven. I hope that new recipe is gonna be good. They look good.
They do look good.
But thank you so very much for joining us today. We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and a lot of good food to eat.
Yeah, so the freezer now has baking in it, snuggling up to those freezer meals. Oh, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for joining us. Nice to meet you guys.
And happy baking.